We're living through this huge shift in how we actually use technology. For as long as I can remember, we've been telling computers what to do, right? Giving them commands. But now, we're stepping into a totally new era, one where AI is becoming a true collaborator. It's this incredible move from AI being just a tool to becoming a genuine teammate.
So, let's just chew on that question for a second. What if AI was less of a tool and more of a teammate? Picture an AI that doesn't just sit there waiting for you to click something. Instead, it gets your goal, like say you're launching a new product, and it just starts. It's drafting the marketing plan, it's scheduling the meetings, it's analyzing the competition, all by itself. That's the future we're sprinting towards, and really, it changes everything.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at that big shift from tool to teammate. Then we've got to talk about trust, which means opening up the AI black box. After that, we'll meet the new AI agents that are making all this possible, see how our screens are about to totally transform, and finally, we'll pull it all together to see what this new human-AI partnership really looks like.
All right, let's dive in. And I really want to be clear about how massive this change is. Remember the jump from typing commands into a black screen to clicking on icons with a mouse? This is the next one. We are moving from a one-way street of just giving orders to a dynamic two-way street of actual collaboration.
But here's the catch. There's a really big one. With all this new power, AI's reasoning can become a total mystery, what people in the field call a black box. And think about it. If an AI denies you a loan or makes a critical medical diagnosis, and we have no idea why, how on earth could we ever trust it? The short answer is, we can't.
And that brings us to our first really crucial point. As AI gets more and more powerful, our need to understand its logic, its reasoning, it's not just a nice-to-have. It's completely non-negotiable, especially when we're talking about high-stakes areas like our health or our finances. This quote from researcher Tina Eliassi-Rod just hits the nail on the head. She says we have to prioritize explanation over prediction. It's not good enough for an AI to just be right. We have to know how it got to that answer. When you're trying to build real, lasting trust, the why is often way more valuable than the what. So, the big solution to this whole trust problem is something called explainable AI, or XAI. Think of it as a new rule for designing AI. No more black boxes. We need transparent partners. The goal is super simple. When you turn to the AI and ask, hey, why'd you do that? It can actually give you a clear answer that makes sense. And if you're wondering if this is just some niche academic idea, think again. The market for explainable AI is on track to be worth over $33 billion. And why? Because every company is realizing that trust is the single most important feature. It's what's going to make or break the AI products we actually use, versus the ones we just throw away. Okay, so once we can actually trust an AI's reasoning, well, that's when we can start giving it more responsibility. This is the moment we unlock the next level, AI systems that don't just answer our questions, but actually act on our behalf. So, let's meet the AI agents. Now, an AI agent is way more than just a chatbot. The key phrase to focus on here is take autonomous actions. You give it a big, high-level goal like plan my business trip to Tokyo, and it gets to work all by itself, booking the right flights, finding hotels that match your style, and even scheduling meetings. So how do they actually pull this off? Well, it basically comes down to a four-step loop. First, they perceive the world around them, gathering up all sorts of data. Then, they use that data to make a decision. After that, they take action, using other apps, booking things, whatever it takes. And here's the most important part. They learn from feedback to get smarter over time. That cycle is what makes them so autonomous. But it gets even crazier. We're not just talking about one agent. The future is a whole ecosystem of them. The best way to think about it is like an AI orchestra. You don't have a single agent trying to play every instrument. Instead, you have a master agent like a conductor who delegates tasks to specialized agents. One is a research pro, another's a great writer, a third one handles all the scheduling, and they all work together to create something amazing. And listen, this isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. You've got frameworks like Microsoft's AutoGen, which lets different AIs talk to each other to solve really complex problems. Or Crew AI, which lets you build a virtual team of agents with different roles, like a whole marketing department. This tech is already out there.
And the business world is not sleeping on this. A whopping 88% of business leaders are planning to pour more money into agentic AI. That's not just a trend, that's a massive strategic shift. The investment is just pouring in.
So we've got AI we can trust, and we've got AI that can act. But what does that actually feel like for us day to day? Well, it's going to completely reshape the screens and the apps that we stare at all day long.
I mean, the difference here is just night and day. We're all used to the old way, right? Static interfaces, the buttons are always in the same place for every single person. The new way is dynamic. The interface literally generates itself on the fly, adapting in real time to who you are, what you're trying to do, and what you need in that exact moment.
These new interfaces are going to feel so incredibly intuitive. They'll be multimodal, so you can switch between typing and talking and touching without a second thought. They'll be personalized with layouts that literally change based on your habits. And they'll be context-aware, surfacing what you need, sometimes before you even know you need it.
And this isn't some far-off dream. This stuff is moving so fast, we're already at the point where AI can design user interfaces that match the quality of a human expert almost half the time. The big difference? The AI does it in seconds. That gap is closing faster than anyone thought possible. And that brings us to our final and honestly most important part. When you put all of these pieces together, the trust, the autonomy, the new interfaces, what you get is a completely new relationship with technology. It's time to change the story from AI versus human to AI with human.
Look, the end game here was never about replacing people. It's always been about augmenting us, making us better. This new partnership is built on those two big pillars we've been talking about: transparency, which is how you build trust, and collaboration, which is powered by these intelligent agents. It's the perfect fusion of human creativity with AI's incredible precision.
This isn't something you can just watch from the sidelines. This technology is going to reshape how all of us work, how we create, and how we solve problems. So I'll just leave you with this question. As these AI systems grow up, from being simple tools into real, capable teammates, how are you going to partner with them?